Welcome back. It's Thursday night, Friday morning, and it's your men's collegiate breakdown show from the ARU. Week 4.
Wow, you sang it in this week. Okay.
Hey, I kind of did. We gotta have a little fun, a little jazzy intro type thing. Week 4 here for our show. Picking up steam as we go along. Got a great show for you this week. Obviously, our recaps, our fresh recap section with our ticker on the bottom.
Yeah.
We got a great player of the week pick for you. Guest from Slippery Rock. Matt Heasley, Houston, joining us as well.
Yeah.
And then a preview of week 4. Lots of action again in the ARU this weekend. Our most popular segment, Office Hours with Dr. Sanko, of course. What is this week's rant? Who knows? Wait for about an hour and a half, and you'll find out.
Wow!
And then Seth will yell at you all about your match reports and submit for the championship host in our house cleaning section. So there you go. There's the preview of the show. See y'all later.
I like it. I like how you sung it in. That was good. I like the cute little intros to the special guest this week. It's our own little cameo of a special guest, so I like that. So let's get right into the recap, right? IUP Kent State, my match. We went out to Kent, first Division II of the year. It definitely wasn't what the scoreline says. It was a very hard-hitting, back and forth fight to break the try line. For about the first 20-25 minutes. We were lucky enough to pull away in the second half for a 63-0 win. But Kent came to play. The thing with Kent was they had a really good game plan in the first half. We adjusted a little bit. We started to use our foot more, put them on the back of it, and we were able to kind of keep their defense. We actually played the whole second half. They didn't break midfield until about 4 minutes left. We just played defense. Every time they touched the ball, we were in their face, making things very difficult for them. But, we pride ourselves on fitness and being able to use a good foot. So second half, I think for me, the shining moment was them not getting out of midfield until 4 minutes left.
I mean, that's such an impressive feat, right? I mean, honestly, it really is.
Yeah, I was impressed. We just kept every time they get something, we would, blitz the right channel and be able to cause enough havoc into what they were doing to push them back. So it was good. We definitely hit our stride. Match 2 was a D1 D2 crossover. Raya traveled to the famed on this show Milan Park. Rio jumped out to a big lead, won that one 53-11. Rio looked pretty in control. They had a lot of skill in their back line, a lot of big forwards up front. They moved the ball well, edge to edge. So, Rio again, and we hammer that, is building a resume, trying to get into a D1A slot for playoffs. They keep winning big. I think that's a possibility for them. And then the next match was our match of the week. But before our match of the week, we had the appetizer, Frostburg and SUNY. SUNY Fredonia won that one, 52-28. That was against Frostburg, who is still battling administration, we'll say, and trying to get these clearances and medical waivers. So not full roster yet. Went a little shorthanded to the Rock to play SUNY, and SUNY took full advantage, found their stride offensively, and won 52-28. And then the game of the week, Slippery Rock and Robert Morris. We'll go in depth with it with our guests, but spoiler, Slippery Rock comes away victorious. I think that I know in in Houston's time, Anthony Houston's time at Slippery Rock, and he is a senior, that is the first time Slippery Rock has beaten Robert Morris, at least in the first, past 10 years. And
Wow.
does it go back to our generation or my generation? I don't know. I'm a little bit older than you. To my generation, early 2000s. Is that the last time? But Slippery Rock climbing the standings, tied at the top with Franciscan, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
That the ARU East, both 2-2, which we'll get to. Spoiler again. We'll get to the Franciscan result. But Slippery Rock came out, played that tenacious defense that they play, wreaked havoc behind the gain line, and were able to string long phases together and score some tries.
Yeah.
I know, talking to Heasley offline, one of the things they're still trying to find is that one ex-soccer player. I know we razz Anthony about it in the guest segment, but yeah, I mean, they're trying everybody They're trying everybody to see who can kick at posts. Confident it won't be Houston. We know that.
Yeah, poor kid.
I hope that we get
probably not a prop.
Probably
right?
not a prop.
I mean, prop should not be kicking.
Scrumming is a very frequent thing in a match.
Yeah.
But I hope that we get the film that we can insert right after the guest segment of the clip of him kicking the extra point. Please let this happen. It will be the humor for the week of our show.
We do love him.
We do. He's an awesome kid. Down in New Orleans, I was fortunate enough to hang out with him a little bit down there, and he's just a funny guy. Just always cracking jokes. Kind of my kind of guy. Big prop looking guy, playing sevens. Always having fun. So, yeah, I do like him a lot.
Well, that takes us to the other ARU East leader, Franciscan.
Yeah.
Their first home game of the year against us here at Clarion. 72-7, but the score we've said this a couple times. You said it with the Kent State game. The score doesn't really reflect what would happen in the game. It was, believe it or not, I don't even know if I believe it, 7-5 Clarion into the 30th minute of the first half. And, for us on our end, huge progress. We were really proud of that. Yellow card in the 30th minute, kind of gave up a try. Wheel started to fall off a little bit there, kind of regrouped in the second half. But, I think you said you were even texting with Dan Houlihan and was saying, yeah, it looks like Clarion won their Super Bowl in the first half, came out in the second half and said, good enough for the day. And a lot of that comes back to Franciscan. They're a quality team and got punched in the mouth, regrouped, and sort of settled into the game. I think a lot of their experience started to take over, finding gaps and starting to settle down, but they looked good. Explosive on offense, solid defensively. So I know Jason's really happy with how they're progressing, but like everybody else, it's progression. We're all getting there. I will tell you, I can already tell you what the game of the week's going to be when Franciscan and Slippery Rock play.
Sign them up.
It's going to. I mean, we're doing a hell of a lot of jinxing here of both these teams, I think, tonight. But
what would be the ARU collegiate men's show if Seth Erwin did not throw a jinx out there?
I don't know. It wouldn't be a show. That's fair. Well, we go over to the West where we've done our fair share of jinxing, I suppose. And Kenyon at Case Western. Case's only home game of the year, I believe. And they made it count 42-7 over a traveling Kenyon team. So, still trying to get their legs a little bit there. I think that's third game of the year for Case, second game of the year for Kenyon. So, still trying to figure out some things there, but a pretty nice match. And then John Carroll and Denison, also in the West. John Carroll at Denison. big win for John Carroll, 87-5. And frankly, we talked about this last week. John Carroll's result against Rio was a great result. And so we probably should have expected this, should have seen this. We said, if you go back to our first show, John Carroll's to watch out for in the West, and then I think that still holds true. So, no Baldwin Wallace in the West. They're on a bye last week. We'll see them this coming week. And then we also had our developmental sevens way out in Western Ohio at Cedarville. Just 3 teams. We had a couple cancellations last minute. But again, good to see some runs. Cedarville, 2-1 on the day. AB, their first chance to get out and play some rugby this fall, so 1-1 for them, and Tiffin at 1-2. So again, good to see these clubs kind of getting out there playing, and we're going to continue to try and support that.
Yeah, that was a good tournament too. Everything was pretty close. I think there's only one match that was kind of a little pull away, but other than that, everything was really close.
Yeah,
rugby.
Exciting. I'm really hoping that, these definitely build up to their 15s. I know Cedarville was on the cusp last year, so hopefully they're back in a year. And it would be great to see Tiffin playing 15s as well, for sure. Yeah. But with that, because we don't want to linger here too long, let's get to our very important Player of the Week.
So that segues right in. Player of the Week. Is actually going to come from your match, so I'll let you do the talking. This week's Player of the Week is a reigning small college Player of the Year from last year, Franciscan's inside center, John T-Boat.
Hooray! Congratulations. I was doing a little drum roll here. John played great. As I kind of was telling you before the show, it was a tight match, talking with Jason a lot, kind of 60th minute and on. I was kind of over there chatting with him, and he's, you guys scared us. You guys put scaring us, and we needed that. I said, yeah, and I'm glad, but here's why he's Player of the Week, because it just, a light switch went off, and we're not losing to Clarion. And he was able to do things, find gaps, run at players, support runs, open up runs for other kids. He just, even if he wasn't scoring the tries, it was very clear that he was marshaling the troops. He was the one distributing the ball. He changed the game. So we got bottled up for 30 minutes. He got loose. That was it. So, that type of game changer is, in my opinion, worthy of being Player of the Week. Yeah. So. Well, I should say that leads us into our Guest of the Week segment here. And you have a special guest to announce all of this. I have
absolutely a special guest to come in and announce it. When Dad gets put on YouTube with his buddy, Dr. Marc from Clarion, then she wants to be on YouTube. So we're going to have her come in. It may be good. It may be super shy. She clearly is not like this guy that can talk to anybody about rugby. So we'll see how this one goes.
Welcome to our special guest from Slippery Rock.
I like it.
Joining us from Slippery Rock, even though that introduction was awesome, is Coach Matt Heasley and Anthony Houston. Great win last weekend against Robert Morris, and so we're trying to make the Game of the Week winners our next week's guests. So congratulations on the big win and welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us, how'd the game go? We obviously like to get eyes everywhere we can. So give us the 30-second rundown.
30-second rundown. Well, first of all, we were very nervous about this game. We knew that Coach Craig would have his team well prepared, and he has a bit of a younger team. We knew that coming in. But our boys played solid, kept it simple, kept ball in hand, and it was not as bad as the score indicated. It was actually pretty close. It was just kind of chipping away over 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, going to try here, try there. Our boys played very good defense and just kind of grinded out a win, quite honestly.
No, I thought it was a hard-hitting match. It was a fun game to be a part of. It was my first time getting to beat RMU in 15, so it was a nice win. I thought all our young players, they did amazing. I'm loving to see the progress. So they're I don't know, they're getting it. They're really getting it. So it's really fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of.
Yeah, when you guys played us, your game plan was to kind of be disruptive behind the game line. Is that kind of what you went into RMU doing, knowing that you guys were a really good tackling team and you disrupted behind the game line a lot? Is that what you're kind of going with, the recipe that works? Or
Yeah, I would say that's kind of our style of play. We like to be a hard-hitting. We kind of take pride in that.
Yeah, Seth, we don't really talk about it in those terms. We just believe in tackling, getting spread out, and if you're in position, then make the tackle.
I mean, if you shirk a tackle or something like that, you're A, making more work for your teammates, and B, you're giving up space. And so when you're in position to do your job, right? So that's good. Anthony, you said the young kids coming along. How have you noticed, and Matt, you can answer this too, obviously. How have you noticed that progression over the year? I mean, we're in week 4 or 5 now, depending on who you are.
We had a guy that's his third game. He just had 3 tries against a really good RMU team. So I think it's safe to say that he gets it. We have a young experience in the back line. I don't think we have anyone over a sophomore back there. They just got there and played their hearts out. So.
They all come to practice. They work hard, and they are getting it. It's interesting. You had one of the new guys. He tackled on a penalty against us. He tackled a guy after he ran 3 yards. So there's still work to be done. He didn't really realize he was supposed to go back 10. And then, he runs beautifully, but then there's still those issues we're trying to work through. The other team had Robert Morse had a 22-meter dropout, and our boys had no idea what to do, how to spread across the field. So we're still, some things we look good, and then other times we look just like a bunch of freshmen and sophomores out there.
I mean, that's good, though. You coming into the match, I know when you played us, you were dominantly underclassmen, which in the second half I kind of came into play a little bit. But you beat RMU for, the first time in X number of years?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that it's, them or Franciscan have won the ARU, I think, the last 14 years, something like that.
So you're throwing your hat in that ring now, right?
We're hoping that good things are happening. Yes,
it's weird.
Matt's hoping you're not jinxing him, Seth. That's what he's really hoping. I'm the king of jinx,
so why not?
Yeah,
I know. Me and Coach Heasley talk a lot offline, and we're 2 of probably the most modest coaches around. We don't really pump ourselves up too much, so it's really fun trying to talk to him and trying to get him to go out of his comfort zone, talking about his team on here.
It is definitely out of my comfort zone.
So Houston, you got probably 3-4 more games left on the season. What are you looking forward to most about finishing the season here?
Honestly, just looking forward to next game each week. So taking it 1 week at a time, enjoying it.
Very captain like you.
Right. Again, with the diplomatic answers here, I'm trying to entice him to say something, but coached up well both on the field
super senior. You can't crack that nut. He's a seasoned vet.
Mm-hmm. I've majored in BS. So.
Slippery Rock's #1 degree. Right?
We're coming up. Or at Frostburg, sorry. You're at Frostburg. I don't want to pull Mark and flip-flop his way. So going to Frostburg, not a terrible drive, but you got to see them a little bit live. Prior to your match, they were the appetizers, as Mark threw in the graphics. Did you learn anything from watching them, or did you spend much time?
Hard hitting, and they run really hard too. This is it's gonna be a hard physical match. I'm looking forward to it.
As a prop, you should be.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he lets me kick again.
Yeah, I heard that kick one about as good as Heasley's 9 irons on the golf course. You duffed it, chipped it. And
nothing that bad, but I still folded like a lawn chair. Yeah, I think I kicked more grass than ball. Yeah, we
That's why,
meters if that.
that's why if your number's under 9, you should never kick.
Yeah. No, I proved that. I proved.
And here, before we played, you're banging 40s, trying to show off, and then you get the one opportunity in a match and
Yeah, no, I just
hit all turf.
pressure. Got too excited.
Speaking of away, so you guys are actually, this is like a little piece of trivia for you, the first team to play in the ARU to play at Fredonia, but also the first team to play at Frostburg State. Look at that piece of trivia for you. So, obviously no one else has gone up to Fredonia yet. How was it up there? Nice pitch, good area.
Oh, yeah, nice pitch. Real nice pitch.
Right off the lake. Can you see the lake from the pitch?
I personally didn't, but I know Hightower, he went and saw it after the game.
You mean Hightower couldn't see it from the pitch?
From the sideline?
Surprisingly not.
I hope so. Fredonia was excellent. A beautiful field, well taken care of. They treated us very nicely up there. It's actually nice to host them in Frostburg at our college last weekend as well. Kind of getting to meet the coaches and the players, and it's rugby. We're kind of a small community, so it was nice.
Yeah, they have a great group of guys up there. So
Sweet. Well, that's great to hear. Well, okay, let's see. One thing that you want everyone to know about Slippery Rock Rugby, what would that be? If I had to put you on the spot and say, give me something here. What do you want everyone watching the show to know?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I would say that if we're playing a home match, you should come up to watch it if you're from Slippery Rock. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great place to watch a game. It's always hard hitting. It's the way rugby is, and we've been getting some nice crowds up there, so it's been nice. And we're still accepting players like all of you are. I know. We'll take any new guys we can get and train them up.
Yeah, no, I kind of got to tag along with that. I just got to say that, our Saturdays, anytime at home, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be all around good time. I don't want to.
Yeah, we're just working. We're trying to stay healthy like everybody else. We got contusions in the thighs and pulled hamstrings and all these nagging things that everyone else has, and it's a long rugby season. But if you're asking about our team, I would say that we really try to emphasize that we're not a forwards or a backs-driven team. We really try to feature both. We think that would help us most in the long run if we feature both the forwards and the backs pretty evenly.
How has the fact that Slippery Rock has maybe grown enrollment, but you certainly haven't lost. And in Western PA, that's like growing enrollment. Have you noticed that? How has that helped? Because I think you're in a unique situation in the entire part of the state, right, where it's not cratering like everywhere else.
Yeah, that's right. Slippery Rock's not growing, but like you said, all the other colleges around are kind of shrinking. And we do seemingly get pretty decent athletes at Slippery Rock. I don't know if it's the exercise science that brings them in, or the phys ed type majors that we have, but we do get some good athletes. It's just a matter of letting them know about rugby and trying to get them out for the team.
Yeah, and then Coach Heasley, he does an amazing job at finding the talent. And he always, I know he looks at the list. I see who wants to play club sports. He'll send them emails. He'll get them. And then all our guys, we still try to recruit at everything and anything. So
your go-to PG recruiting move. Let's hear it.
Oh, man. I basically tell them they look like an athlete and that they should ask them if they're playing anything currently. And if they're not, then I tell them that they should come and try it.
So flattery.
Yeah, you got to start with the compliment. You got to butter them up first.
Hey, that's what got me. Mm-hmm. Good for you. Week in and week out, we say you're our complaints department. Have you ever fielded a complaint?
Have I ever complained?
No, fielded a complaint. We say we.
No, we have pretty good. No, we have pretty good coaches. We have pretty good coaches around.
Good.
We had a couple cancellations this year, So those other schools aren't necessarily happy about that when another school has to cancel for lack of enrollment or those kind of things. But they understand there's nothing we could do. We make the schedule up before the season, and we take schools at their word that they're going to have enough players, and we move from there.
Yeah, well, me and you have talked leading into every season for the past couple of years on the growing pains and gripes of building the schedule in July, and then come mid-August, here comes the first change. Yeah, it's always a fun conversation we get to yell at each other about.
Yeah, well, and we always hope it's not us, right? I mean, you just never know that, if you're going to have a bunch of injuries or sickness, and you get 10, 12 guys out, you might be that team that can't field enough players one week.
Yeah.
Keep recruiting, everybody. That could
That's
be our
right.
theme for the show today, maybe. Keep recruiting.
Keep recruiting. Like it.
Flatter them. Tell them they look pretty. They should go make people look less pretty or something like that.
That's a good one. I'm going to have to steal that one.
Sounds good. Well, on that lovely note, I suppose we could let you go. And thanks for coming on the show tonight. And best of luck this week at Frostburg.
Yeah, good luck.
You're welcome, and thank you. You guys do a great job week in, week out. We all look, as soon as it gets posted, we all look forward to watching it.
Well, thank you so much to Matt and Houston for joining us. It was great to talk to guys from Slippery Rock. We're loving this idea of bringing in someone from the game of the week. Next week's shows. It's awesome. Seeing different people from around the conference really gives you, the viewer, a chance to meet some people. I mean, we know most of these people. But even just for other teams, a chance to kind of meet virtually that way. Everything's virtually.
I like the fact that we say every week that Matt Heasley is our complaints department, and everybody got to see who he was now. So we're not lying. He actually exists. That was him. So, again, if there's complaints about the show, please direct them to Mr. Heasley.
Well, you asked for complaints about the show. You asked him if you got any, and watch what he did, right? Flex. Oh no, it's all about the schedule.
Yeah, deflected on schedule. Didn't want to hurt our feelings about the show. So I mean, I like it.
He's got to be getting inundated with emails every day, and he's a saint.
So that's going to lead us into a preview of the week coming. Both of us are off. It's your guys' Autumn Leaf Festival. I know that is huge in Clarion.
Yes.
I actually am coming to Clarion, not the Autumn Leaf Festival, I don't think yet. As of yet. We might. I don't know. Plans change. Right now we know we're going up there to Cook's Four, so we may have the kids, we may not have the kids, don't know yet. So we may be coming to ALF. I may get my first experience of ALF.
Wait a minute. If that happens, maybe we should do a live show at ALF.
We could. I mean,
from a bar. We'll just walk around the streets of Clarion talking rugby.
I mean, we can. We won't have results at that point, but
yeah, it'll be a special episode.
We could pull some Clarion guys in. Maybe get my wife to join as an administrative club advisor. Yeah.
See, we put in women's rugby here too.
Opportunities, man.
Whew.
Oh, we'll plan.
Probably not going to happen, but because if you're in town, we're probably just going to go to the bar and get a beer. But regardless,
yeah. So we're
off.
IUP off, Clarion off. This week's game of the week is going to be a Division II matchup between Kent State and WVU. That is going to be in Morgantown. Kent State's going to travel in. I know in talking with Kent State's captain / coach now, so their player coach now, Luke Kostelik. He's our fly half / scrum half. he's really looking forward to seeing where the game plan kind of fell apart against us and kind of adjusting against WVU. WVU is still on this grind where they're kind of finding their way and still hitting some snags. They dropped a really close one to Franciscan early on. They just dropped one to a really good Rio team. So I know they're looking to get in the conference, getting against a pretty familiar team against Kent State. I mean, last year and this year, the way that the teams have been shuffling around, we've been playing each other a whole heck of a lot. They played them in the round one. We talked about it last week. The game that led to the change of how we set up the ARU playoffs.
Yeah.
So I know WVU is really looking forward to a clean slate. I mean, for them, they're 0-0 in conference. This game potentially could put somebody tied with us at the top. Not that we're 1-0, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
it could be one of those other big matches where a team's going to get 5 points and the losing team could get 2. It's going to be probably pretty close. And we're going to pick it as the game of the week. And then next week we get to bring, either Coach Coffee from WVU and Seamus maybe, or maybe player Coach Lukey. That would be.
See, it'd be so convenient to do Kent State because it's player and coach together
It really
in one
is.
person.
It's one guy. And he is a 1,000% energy all the time. We may need a 2-hour show next week if it ends up being Kent and Lukey coming on. So that's going to be our game of the week. It's down in Morgantown. I anticipate that one being a pretty close match probably. It's probably going to go back and forth a lot until one of the teams find their stride and figure out how to stop the other side. I know WVU is, again, that mix of really old heads that have been around a little bit. They have a really good 10. Hennessy, he played his high school ball at Xavier. They just bumped him up from 15 to 10. He is a very dynamic player. He's dangerous with ball in hand. I think Coach Paul made the right move of giving him more touches on any opportunity. I know they got a scrum half that played at Blair United. First name's blank and Fret is the last name. He's a really good 9. He can manage the game pretty well. He's all over the place. He's one of them, ruck 2-3 kind of guys and balls out. And then they got some big forwards. So I know Kent, when they their first half game plan was to play behind our game line and disrupt our offense and bash their forwards as much as they could at us. And then wanted to try and swing it wide, but we're a pretty good tackling team. So we were able to kind of like one-on. We defended 11 front, had our guys deep just in case it kicks. So we were able to swing and move pretty well. We talk about a lot on the show. I love coaching the defensive aspect of rugby. So, knowing, how the game flows and what we do is something I know that Kent wants to do. They want to be able to hit their gaps a little bit more, kind of like what they did against you guys, where they're able to kind of pull you wide and kind of swing side to side. I think they're going to try and get back into that game. They really got into almost the thump rugby style with us. So I know they're going to try and look to continue the side to side more with WVU. And WVU kind of does the same thing. They look to move it edge to edge. Match 2 is actually already a win on the books. Raya is taking a forfeit win against out of conference Marshall. I believe the result is Marshall had a bunch of injuries in this latest match. Playing out of division, they didn't want to get anybody else hurt. Right now, they're 2-0 in their division. In the Mid-East Conference, I believe is the new name of that. So they aren't able to make that one work. So if any team's open, you have a second side that's looking to get a run, First side, if you're open, I unfortunately won't be in town, so I can't offer up IUP. And I know your guys are going to be ALF, so they're out. But if anybody's open, watching this, I think we've had some Mark guys on here. Some upstate New York guys have commented to me about this. So if you have a team that wants to come down and play Rio, they're a great opponent. They're a really skilled team. They got a really nice dedicated pitch. It's a good time. Contact Coach Adrian. If you need to email or anything, comment on the YouTube channel or email me, text me, call me, whatever. And then we can line that up for you guys. And then finally, Mark, finally, the Rugby Ruckus is this weekend.
Woohoo!
Franciscan is hosting a ruckus. And if I jinx it, pinball, I am so sorry. This is Monday night. Everything is great. We are on. The Rugby Ruckus at Franciscan against SUNY Fredonia. SUNY coming off a big win. Big win against Frostburg State. So they're looking to continue hitting the offense. Franciscan, is gonna hammer film against you guys in that first half and see, what worked, what didn't work, and make adjustments. I know the Ruckus, they're trying to get some food and have some tailgates, make it a nice big event. I've never been. Maybe that's where I need to take Meg for our anniversary trip. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Steubenville's a great place, let me tell you.
I mean,
they have a Bennigan's.
that's where we ate post-match for sevens.
Yeah. I'm not sure there's much more, but I will say this. That campus is like constantly growing.
It is. Construction.
There's just construction everywhere. Beautiful athletic facilities, beautiful campus.
Love the rugby
it was
pitch.
my first time there. Really impressive.
Yeah, I love the rugby pitch. I would have loved it a lot more had it not been snowing every single time we touched the field for sevens. But it's a dedicated pitch. They have a nice shed. They kind of have their own spot. So it's a really nice place for rugby. It may be a location, maybe. I'm still trying to get Jason to work with the university, but it may be championship location. It may be in the running. Again,
it is kind of central-ish.
Again, housekeeping at the end. I get to yell. It's my weekly segment. Housekeeping with Seth. Something Meg will absolutely say I never do. So I get to say I have a segment on a YouTube channel that we do house cleaning with Seth every week.
I'm gonna get a graphic of a maid cleaning or something for you.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, or a broom. I don't know if you know what those are, but a broom.
I do. I know what a sweeper is. Very good at digging.
Well, this is a segue here, not to something completely off track. When you say a sweeper, what do you mean?
What do I mean?
Yeah, what's a sweeper to you?
A vacuum cleaner.
Like the thing you plug into the wall?
Yeah, vacuum cleaner. Yeah, sweeper.
Vacuum cleaner. Yeah, it's not a sweeper. You yinzers and your weird language.
Wow.
It's a vacuum cleaner.
Wow, is that gonna be next week's Mark?
It might be. You sweep with a broom. You vacuum with a vacuum
No,
cleaner.
you sweep with a vacuum cleaner.
Oh my god.
It was my
Western
grandma taught us.
Pennsylvania. Oh my lord.
All right, Mark, you're up. Next, keep rolling.
I'm gonna go down to the creek, I guess. Here we go. Out down to the mountains of Frostburg. So Slippery Rock heading down to Maryland. As we said in our trivia piece there with Matt, the first team to actually go to both Fredonia and Frostburg from the ARU. And they went Fredonia home, where Fredonia and Frostburg were at, Slippery Rock, now down to Frostburg. So they've seen a lot of those teams. But look, this is a big game, and I think this is probably going to be a sneakily good game. Because especially if Frostburg can get through this administrative morass that they're in, that team's big. I mean, you saw them in the spring, and we saw them too. They got a bunch of big forwards, a bunch of talented athletic kids that are learning the game. But that's a type of team that I think could give Slippery Rock some trouble with their size and their athletic ability. And so, for Slippery Rock, it's, I think, a tall order to go down to Maryland and try and pick up a W here. I know they're, as we were sort of saying, we're trying to get Matt and Houston to say something, but they're just tight-lipped. They are on a mission.
They will not give up any detail.
No.
None.
They're just laser focused, and that is great. But I think it's going to be a really good match. So at Frostburg this weekend, we'll see what comes out of there. I'm going to be really interested to hear that result.
Absolutely, two hard-hitting teams. Frostburg is equally a good tackling team. It's going to come down to rugby knowledge, I think. It's going to come down to who can find the space and create the space. So again, what's Frostburg going to have? Are they going to have 14 guys that only clear medical, or are they going to have their 26 and everybody's going to be available? So it's going to be definitely an interesting one to watch. I know Slippery Rock's riding high after the RMU, so
yeah, there's a lot of intrigue in this game and most of it's because it's all unknown, really.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But two teams that we do know a little bit about, Kenyon and Baldwin Wallace. So Baldwin Wallace got their much-deserved bye week last week. Kenyon started off, with the win against Denison, a tough, probably tight-ish match up at Case. Back to the Cleveland area this week to take on Baldwin Wallace, and that West is a tight division.
I called it. I didn't jinx it, but I called it. There's 2 bonus points in that close loss, or why Case Western Reserve is in first place right now.
Isn't that crazy?
I told you they were going to come into play. It was a close, good loss.
Yeah.
And now, John Carroll, but they have a game in hand. They've played 2. John Carroll's only played 1. Baldwin's only played 1. So we're going to see how that shakes up. I know Kenyon's looking to come back and rebound. I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I do too. And really Kenyon's in a great position to, a win there vaults them to first place as well. Potentially, depending on the Case Denison result, can't.
That division's a crapshoot. That one's going to be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely, and we'll see. Maybe Baldwin Wallace comes out and just hammers Kenyon, and we take them seriously enough that we had them on the show. Yeah. But a notice we put out for that John Carroll Baldwin Wallace game.
Yeah.
If that happens, for sure. And speaking of, I guess I'm jumping the gun here, but I'll do it anyway. Speaking of John Carroll, they are out of division this week. They had a bye week originally scheduled, and caught it on social media. Looks like they got a Bowling Green State side. I'm assuming they're B side.
I think thirds, seconds,
maybe thirds.
Sorry.
Although third played sevens at Tiffin's, I don't know if they have a full thirds or
probably seconds actually.
Yeah, so
that'll be a good one. It's Bowling Green, their top side's awesome.
Yeah,
I think top ranked team in Division I AA right now.
Are they?
I think they're good.
Yeah.
So that's going to probably be more of a sophomore freshman side, minus the kids that are on the first side. So that'll be good. That'll be a good one. Bowling Green got a great program up there. They got 60 kid roster.
Isn't that awesome?
That's where I want to be. That's where I want to get to. But rebuild after COVID.
We'll see what happens for John Carroll. Hopefully, another great day to learn. A win would be great. But again, it's non-conference, so it's not going to ding them as far as the standings are concerned either way. And then Case and Denison. So Denison back-to-back home games here. They had that big rugby weekend last weekend. Didn't quite go the way they wanted it.
Last-minute plans change.
Yeah, and not the score line they probably were hoping for either. But I think another team that jumped into it fresh, this is only their third game this week. So a lot like us, it's kind of just finding your feet, and I think they're going to do that. Case is a tall order as well. Case is looking like they've hit that stride. Maybe that first half against Baldwin Wallace was a big wake-up call, and it sounds like we've been firing on all cylinders since then. So we'll see. I just love this West Division. It's
close. Everybody
it's close. And you don't know what's going to happen out of it, so that's great. Sticking in Ohio, the sevens match, developmental sevens tournament at Ohio Wesleyan this week, and I know right before the show, got an email from Wabash saying that they're back in for this weekend. So if you're in the Ohio Wesleyan area, I know there's going to be a lot of great teams. Tiffin will be there. I think Cedarville, Wabash. Should be a great big tournament. I think Hillsdale might be at this one. So again, we love this. I would love to see some footage or some photos from it, just to see what's going on out west out there.
Is this the Bishop Bears? Or is it just the Bishops or just the Bears?
It might just be the Bishops. But we should really convince them to make some shirts or something. Bishop Bears. I love it.
I'd buy one.
Oh, I'd totally buy one. Are you kidding me? A polar bear with a Pope hat or something? It has to be a Bishop hat, but still, those look equally cool.
Yeah, I'd buy one. So that now takes us into office hours with Dr. Sanko. So I'm just here for the rant, baby. I am
Boom.
for the rant. Marc.
It's a good one.
Marc, last week I got 0 feedback. I got 0 bribes. So I think I'm just going to sit back and watch the show like everybody else. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Welcome to Office Hours. Exam was earlier today. You missed that, so we'll just catch you up on what's going on here. Here's the thing that's driving me nuts, and I've seen it a couple times already this year, and it just grates at my ears like chalk on a board, right? When you are recruiting for your rugby team, please, whatever you do not put "join the fastest growing sport in America," because that's such a lie, and it's such a lie. And here's why it's a lie. Seth says, we're different generations. We're not. He's like 3 years older than me. When we started playing rugby, I can guarantee you the poster said, "Join the fastest growing sport in America." Did it not? If that's what got you hooked?
I think it did. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because I made a poster in 2006 that said, "Join the fastest growing sport in America." And I keep saying that because if that happened, I don't know, what was that, 15 plus years ago?
We're getting old.
We're getting old, first of all. Well, second of all, if it was truly the fastest growing sport in America for at least the past 15 years, would we still be needing to do this shit? No. Right? It'd be everywhere by this point. So it's total crap. It's a line someone came up with years and years ago, and everyone just reuses it, right? That's problem one. Problem two is this. Who cares, right? If I am a prospective student, I don't care. Tell me why I should join your team. Why should I go and waste some time on a Tuesday or Thursday or Friday night and go play a game I don't know anything about with a bunch of kids at IUP, right? You got 2 minutes to capture this kid's attention. Don't feed him some cheesy line that's so recycled that it means nothing. Feed him something about who you are as a team, right? You gotta market yourselves, not the generic sport. I don't care. I'm looking for something fun to do on campus, not join some movement, right? So be confident in who you are. Be confident in what you are. Don't listen to what I said my guys say. When I was telling Houston about that, this is not beer league. At least not this conference, not beer league. You might get a kid out, but you're going to be lying to him again. Do what I told Houston to do. Flatter the kids. Tell them, hey, you look like you love to hit people. You should come see what it's like to hit someone out here. Right? That's a good
that has been my line since 2003, and I haven't wavered. Do you like to hit people? Did you play football? Did you wrestle? Do you want to continue hitting people while you got to study? Rugby's perfect for that. That has not changed since 2003.
Well, so see, this rant isn't aimed at you then, because since 2003, you've been perfect. I know you keep telling me you're not perfect, but right now you are.
The team is perfect.
Okay, the team is perfect. So in short, be confident in who you are and what you have. I mean, rugby's a fun sport. Sell them on what it is to play rugby. Sell them on the camaraderie of the sport. Sell them on whatever it is that makes your sport on your campus exciting and fun. But stop with this. If I see another stupid, they're not even flyers anymore because we're that old, social media post, join the fastest growing sport in America, I'm going to message that team and I'm going to just tell them to just not say that ever.
I am going to purposely fire you up this week then. I bet my graphic that I created for our mid-season update, I can fit that tagline right at the bottom.
I'm going to be the cantankerous old man commenting on it.
I can't wait to tag you in it. Tag Clarion Men's Rugby too. So you get it twice.
I'm going to just post a link to this video right here. That's it. Just see comments above. Yeah. If I had a red pen, I'd red pen all over it. But I used all my red pen on the exams this morning. So, Seth?
So what if someone like Dan Houlihan pulls the numbers and rugby is still the fastest growing sport? But maybe not because of we think it's growing and it's upticking. Maybe like American football is downtrending. What if your rant is not really a good rant?
That's why I hedged and I said, say something about your own team.
I agree. I don't like that kind of tagline. I'm with you. I sell the program. I sell what we are bringing and what a player can do on our side. I'm not taglining like I'm not throwing Uncle Sam with the rugby ball. We want you. No. I don't know. I have it a little bit different on our campus. We have, the biggest bargaining chip that we can right now to recruiting. I'm with you. I don't think that it causes me to lose sleep as much as it does you. But yeah, recruiting wise, when you're getting out recruiting on campus, sell the program. Don't sell what you can offer, what you guys are about. It's mainly about the camaraderie. It's a little bit more about job placement. If you have a really good alumni network, I know a lot of our teams do. That for me is one of my big ones.
So definitely just sell your program, man. That's all you need to do. It's a great sport. It's a fun sport. We all have a good time with it. The conference that we play in is great. The travel is fun. We try to sell that too. Look, if you're an athlete, you don't want this to be intramurals. This is not intramurals, right? We're going out and we're competing and we're, representing our universities. So, all right, there you go. There's my office hours, there's my rant. I feel so much better. A weight has been lifted. I appreciate all of you. Go and enjoy your day now that you're released from my office hours. And now, Seth, I guess that means because we're getting towards the end of the day, it's time for you to clean up.
We're at the end. So house cleaning. So because I'm not Dr. Erwin, I guess I in the cleanup crew here. Match reports. I hate. Maybe I'm going to have office hours with Coach Erwin next week about match reports. Be good on your social media. That helps us. We're able to pull scores from that. I love that. Keep doing that. But match reports. It's very apparent who the coaches are that are turning into match reports because it's always the same team's players in the running for player of the week because those are match reports. Turn them in. It takes less than 38 seconds to do it. You just go down. If you know the score, if you know somebody who you want to nominate, know their name. If you don't know their name, throw their number in on what position. I will reach out to the coach and say, who played wing number 14 this weekend for you? We'll find it out. Turn them in. They're easy. They help us very greatly. We want to get our standings updated, the NCR website updated, so everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows who's winning, who's playing, who's active, who's not active, what's going on in sevens. All of that comes into play. Not to say that the sevens guys haven't; they have been great. The sevens developmental has been day of every single time. Not trying to say that.
Yeah.
But the 15s, we got to get better.
Yeah.
Second part of that is championship location. We have three potential sites. We have one confirmed that can do it, and then two that are still researching. Please, if you would love to host, no locations off the table. Give us a bid. The bid just says, hey, I got this filled and we can do this. We'll take you very seriously. If not, I might see you all in Indiana on 11/5. We will, as coaches, order 9th Street for lunch. It's just what I can say. I mean, turn it in. I know I can get my field. We are very lucky to have a dedicated field that all I got to do is go in the system, put in that we're hosting these matches, and we're fine. It's off campus, so they don't bother us too much. There's hotels around, so if it has to be IUP, it's going to be IUP. I don't want it to be IUP. I really don't want to host. But if I need to, I will make it one heck of an event. I got to top Mark's Clarion. But please put in. Please put in. Please put in. Please put in. Is that good? Is that a good rant?
That's good.
The last thing is your national championship pathway and or college bowl series. That is actually going to affect our Allegheny Rugby Union playoffs down the road. It really just affects which playoff you're eligible for. If you're not eligible, so if you're declaring I'm BCS only, I'm only or CBS only, college bowl series only, then you're not eligible for the top tier national pathway. Everybody knows that. I've sent it out in 100 emails with probably too much text. I think I even Cliff Note versioned it once or twice. If you know your pathway and you haven't declared it, please let me know. If you are going the bull route, that just means you're not eligible for the 1 or 2 in the East, 1 or 2 in the West. We will funnel it as it sees fit. That just becomes you're the number 1 or 2 or, however it plays out with the bull. So we're still going to do West 1 versus East 2, East 1 versus West 2 in the top tier, Cohen Cup pathway, and then in the bottom tier, the CBS. We're still going to play that out for our ARU lower level championship. We like it. It's a good pathway. Everybody still has a conference championship to play for. It's just going to determine which one you level off in. That's fine. Nobody's mad. Nobody's angry. It is what it is. That's where we're going.
We're great.
So we need to know. Put it out there. This almost turned into as long a rant as Mark's, and I'm sorry, but I need match reports.
Woo!
I had another picture for that if I could have got that whiteboard to work.
Match reports.
But I didn't.
Yeah. It is really It is a really easy thing to do. If you need the link for it, I try to remind all the home teams, especially. I try to send a link out day before. But if you need the link, just shoot us a message. We'll get you the link. It's a super easy thing to fill out.
Yeah, super easy. Helps us out a ton and allows us to keep doing this weird show that we've put together. Is it weird? Is it weird at this point?
No, I mean, we just keep creeping up in time. We're going to be a 3-hour show here by the end of the season, but that's okay.
That is perfectly fine by me.
We'll just have to make it multiple episodes per week.
I mean, we do it a good time. Kids are in bed, except for tonight.
Yeah.
Mom had to stay up just because she wanted to be the cute special guest. Hopefully everybody liked that. We actually had to fight about PJs. She had to put a T-shirt on, not be in PJs. 7-year-olds.
Kids are great.
So, I mean, I think it was good.
Yeah.
I think it was another good show. I enjoy this. I have fun.
I was just seeing if you were going to lead us out here, or if it was just we were just wandering through the woods with that statement. But all right, yeah, it is. It's a great show. I have a blast doing this. Hopefully, you are still enjoying Seth, Erwin, and Marc Sanko ranting about college rugby. But if not, that's okay too. Tell us why. Tell Matt Heasley why you don't like it. But we hope you have a fantastic weekend wherever you are. Good rugby, play safe.
Have fun. Have fun.
Have a great time. And with that, I will see all of you virtually next week. And Seth, I'll see you at Toby's Friday.
You may have a bonus Alf show. Just saying.
You may. So stay tuned to our social media.
Offline and record and then upload later. We may be around the campfire. Who knows? We'll see.
Now that would be sweet. So on that wonderful teaser of an opportunity, we'll leave you and we'll say arrivederci, ciao, goodbye, good night. Take care.
Have fun.